Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. It's so lovely to see you. And for today's video, I'll be talking all about makeup brushes. And makeup brushes can be a very confusing topic because there's so many to choose from. But in today's video, I'll be explaining to you everything in a little bit more detail. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'll be showing you different brushes for every single category of the makeup, but at the same time, I'll be giving you suggestions of how to use these brushes for other things. Make sure you grab a notebook and take some notes because we will be going through a lot of details with the makeup brushes. So let's get started. So one of the most important things when it comes to makeup brushes is the maintenance and the hygiene of your brushes. So I've discovered this really cool product that I use when I clean my brushes, and it's this glove from Sigma Beauty. This side is for your eye brushes and then the other side is for your face brushes. And what you would do is you would wear this glove on your hand and just take one of your brushes, put it in a little bit of soap and use it to scroll it onto the glove, and it will really help to really deep cleanse your makeup brushes. And it's very important to clean your brushes about once a week. And of course, if you're a makeup artist, you have to make sure you deep clean your brushes after every single client. The reason why I absolutely love this glove, and it made a massive difference to my cleaning routine since I bought it, because I clean a lot of brushes very often. I usually have very dry hands, so can you imagine if you're washing up all the time? On the other hand, it will just make your hands extremely dry. So this makes it a lot more efficient, and I never have this problem since. They do come in a pair of two. I just need the one. So of course, if you get that, you can just share the other one with a friend or just give it as a gift. So a definite must-have when it comes to cleaning makeup brushes. Starting off with makeup primers, and makeup primers can be applied with your fingers, especially if you're doing it on yourself. But when I do clients, I a lot of the times like to use a makeup brush, and for this, I just like an ordinary straight brush. This is my favorite one. This is the Sephora foundation brush number 47, and also to pack on the foundation on the skin and then go back with your makeup sponge and really blend out this foundation on. For foundation, obviously there's lots of different brushes that you can use. This is also really good for foundation only if you're a makeup artist. If you try and use this brush for yourself, it's not gonna be very efficient. But I like more highly dense brushes to apply foundation. So one of my favorites is the Sigma F80 brush, and this is the Kabuki brush. It's very densely packed, it's flat, so I really like this foundation brush when I want to apply more of a full coverage foundation. Because it's very dense, it will really help to buff away this foundation and give you a very seamless finish. So if you're familiar with the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, which is more in the full coverage spectrum, this foundation brush is really good, and it just makes the foundation look airbrushed. And the second one that I absolutely adore is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Brush. This has two sides, so I tend not to use the lower side just because I stored my brushes upwards, and of course the bottom part will collect a lot of bacteria, so I tend to only use the top part. And although this brush again is very dense, I find that it's a little bit more airy, so when I'm applying my foundation, I can really go into circular motions, and using a brush in circular motions will really help if you have lots of pores and texture in the skin, because it's going to really help fill in these pores. And this brush really gives a truly airbrush finish. I've used this to apply my foundation today, and it's also very good If you want to just dip it into some cream contour and contour your face, that it's super lightweight so you don't feel like you have anything on your hands, and especially if you're a beginner, you're going to absolutely love this brush. Another brush that I love using for foundation, but not only, I also love using this for contour, and this is the Sigma F23 brush, and as you can see, it has the angled shape to it, and it's also very, very dense. So I find this super easy and quick, and because it's big, it applies super, super fast, and great also for cream contour because of the shape of it. You can just literally stamp the product on and just buff it in. It's really, really good. For concealers, starting off with one of my most used brushes, and this is the Sephora Pro Airbrush brush in number 57. This is a synthetic brush. It is quite dense, but it's not super big, so it's great when you want to get a lot of detail underneath your eyes, and it's also great when you want to apply, for example, your eyeshadow base, which I usually use concealers to do that. Another brilliant brush that I love for concealer is the Zoeva 110 face brush, and this is a little bit bigger than the Sephora one, but again, it's great to apply your under eye concealer. I mean, this is the perfect size, but you can also use this on areas of the skin when you want to apply a little bit more coverage. So for example, on your cheeks, or you want a little bit of highlight that you have used in the center of your face, you can use this brush to blend it out, and it's really, really easy and versatile. If you tend to need a little bit more coverage underneath your eyes and you want to apply a concealer and really pack it in, then this brush from Real Techniques, it's called the Expert Concealer Brush, is really good because, as you can see, it's just a little bit more packed, a little bit shorter. So when you're applying concealer, you can really push the concealer underneath the eyes and just really concentrate the coverage. Also great for applying product on top of your eyes, or if you have cream eyeshadows that you want to blend out, this would be a really good option for you. Now on to contour, and of course this is everybody's favorite topic, and I have two top favorites for this. The first one is the Makeup Forever 150 wavy brush, and this is a synthetic brush. It's a little bit dense as well. Because of the size, you can get really good precision to apply your cream contour. I also love when I contour to use it, you know, on the crease, just to apply a little bit of contour there and around the forehead. And you can, of course, just pinch the brush a tiny bit more and apply contour around the nose area. You can also use this to apply, for example, your powder product, powdering underneath the eyes or powdering onto your forehead. I mean, it's very versatile and you can use it the way that you want, but I'm just giving you different options. And going back to my Sigma F23 brush, as I talked about, this is really good for foundation application, but it's also great for applying your contour. It's the perfect shape, but I would say that if you have a larger face and you don't mind too much detail, then this is really, really an amazing brush, and it will make your life so much easier when applying your cream contour. Now for your powder bronzers, you would want to use a different brush than your cream bronzers, and my favorite one is the old version. This is the MAC 168 brush, and the new version is called 168S, which stands for synthetic. And I love this brush because of the shape of it, and I love the fact that it's super, super dense. You can apply just in the right areas when you're applying your powder contour or your bronzer. This is really, really suitable. Now, because this is not available anymore at MAC, there's two brands that have a very similar option to them, and the first one is from My Kit Co, and the other one is from It Cosmetics. And again, these two are going to do the exact same work as this brush. I bought this brush when it was already discontinued and I found it on eBay. Now going on to blusher, and my absolute favorite has to go to the Suku Cheek brush. And the Suku Cheek brush is very fluffy and it's very airy, so it always applies blush lightly. If you like very little blush and you like to build it up, then this is really great. The only downside of this brush is that it's very expensive, but definitely worth it. It's super soft, and it's really great brush to have. Another very similar brush in terms of the effect you get from the Suku brush is this one from Morphe, and this is the M500 brush, and as you can see it's quite tall. So when I compare it to the Suku one, this is the main difference. So this brush also applies very airy your blush, and it's great. It's also very nice when you want to apply just a wash of bronzer to your skin. It's really fabulous, and it's very affordable as well. Going into highlighter, it's always good to use, of course, smaller brushes, and one of my favorite ones is this one from Zoeva, and this is the 134 brush. It applies highlighter very lightly. It's just the perfect size for applying highlight. And one that is in the same category and is very multi-purpose brush is this one from Real Techniques, and this is the setting brush. Great to apply so many different products. I mean, you can use it for powder underneath your eye, just on your T-zone. You can use it for cream blush. You can also use this for highlighter. That's why I put it in the highlighter category. But you can also use this to blend away your contour, and even if it's cream or powder. For powder products, I absolutely love two brushes, and with powder I tend to prefer smaller brushes just because I can get a lot more control and apply just powder in the areas that I needed the most. This brush from Real Techniques, this is called the contour brush, but I prefer using this for powder, and especially powdering underneath the eyes. It's really great. It's dense enough, so it really helps to pack on the powder really well, and it's the perfect size and shape to go around the crevices of the face, you know, to powder. Again, multi-purpose. You can also use this to apply your blusher or contour. With makeup brushes, it's all about preferences and what you decide to use it with. Another brush that I absolutely adore for applying powder product is the Wayne Goss number 02 brush, and this is a really beautiful and super soft bristles. It's really great for applying your powder underneath your eyes or on the skin, but also really nice if you like a smaller application of blush. Really fantastic brush if you want something that is multi-purpose and you want a little bit of a pamper on your skin. This is absolutely incredible. Now moving on to eye makeup, and depending really on the size of your eyes, you would want to use the correct brush. So if you have smaller eyes, you would want to go with something that is a little bit smaller, just so you can have more detail, and vice versa, of course. So starting with the blending brushes, it's very important to invest in some good blending brushes because they're going to make your life so much easier, and they're going to give you the result that you're looking for when you're doing your eye makeup. Now starting off with the bigger blending eye brushes, and one of them is the My Kit Co number 1.015. It's quite dense and I love the shape of it. It has more of a round shape, but it's excellent when you want to apply a lot of color into your crease and just get the job done really quickly. Now the Suku L brush, it's extremely soft, and as you can see, the shape of it is really nice when you just want to blend out and be able to take it a little bit more outward. A classic blending brush, and everybody should own one of these, and I'm talking about the MAC 217 brush, and this is an absolute cult favorite. It's really good for everything. You can use this with cream eyeshadows, with powder eyeshadows. You can use this to apply color on your lid. You can use it in your crease. Really fantastic brush, and if you don't have this one, definitely get one of these because it's a game changer. Another brush that is very close to my heart and I love it and I use it very often, and this is the Wayne Goss number 04. It's very airy, so applies any color in your crease amazing, and it's also great when you want to extend your eyeshadow outwards. I absolutely love it. It's one of these brushes that it's more building up the product rather than applying it more heavily. Just also great when you want to contour the nose, you know, when you want very little product and blend out really well. Now for something that is shorter and has a little bit of a point, and this is from Chanel. This is called eyeshadow brush, and this is great because it's a little bit more dense and it has that point to it. So when you're applying color, especially in this outer crease, and you want to get a little bit more precision, this one is really gorgeous as well. A brush that is very nice if you like more detail into your crease, and this is the My Kit Co number 1.20. This has a very pointy finish to it, and it's quite short. It's not too dense, so whenever you want to really focus product in your crease, this is fantastic and an absolute essential. If you like to do more detailed work on your eyes, you're going to absolutely love this brush. Now moving on to the more flat brushes, one of my favorite ones, and this is the more large one. This is the Zoeva 227 brush. It has a little bit of a bigger body to it, so great when you want to apply cream eyeshadow or you want to blend out a lot of color in your lid, or even for blending out your crease. This one is really fantastic. Another flat brush that I use all the time and I absolutely love it, this is the MAC 213 brush, and this is just a smaller version than my Zoeva one. But what I really love about it is that it's quite flexible, so it's not too dense. So even though I use it a lot to apply color on my lid, I also adore this to go and create more detail around the crease, or even blend out the crease just a little bit and extend the shadows. So lots of brands do these kind of brushes, but this has to be my absolute favorite one. A classic flat brush that I had forever, and this is the MAC 239 brush. And again, this is an even smaller one than the MAC 213, but I love it because not only you can use this to apply, as I mentioned before, cream and powder eyeshadows, but I love this also for buffing out color on the lid, like especially if I'm using a pencil and I want to blur out the pencil, or even to do the same underneath the eyes. And because it's a little bit smaller, you can use this to apply, you know, paler colors underneath the brows and in the inner corner. So very multi-purpose brush for many things, an absolute essential. If you don't have a flat brush, I would highly recommend you get this one. Now for tight lining, and if you don't know what tight lining is, it means pushing color just on the root of the lashes, and usually it's using a gel eyeliner. And for this, for my personal use, when I'm doing tight lining on myself, I absolutely love the MAC 212 brush. It has a very flat shape to it, and with this brush I can come really close to my lash line and push the product in without having any issues. So really adore this brush for that. But if you're a makeup artist and you want a tight line on other people, this is the brush I use, and this is the Kevyn Aucoin concealer brush. And you can see it's a lot smaller, but it's not tiny. So that makes it super, super easy when I'm doing tight lining on my clients to go there in the root, and it feels very comfortable also for the client as well as for me. So a lot of the times, like I have done today, I like to use my eyeshadows to apply them as if they're my eyeliner. And for this, my absolute favorite brush is the Wayne Goss number 08. It's very, very small and very sharp. It's amazing for when you want to have even your eyes open and push the product on your lash line. This makes a massive difference, and again, it's super comfortable. You can get a lot of details when you're applying it, and I just cannot not have this brush. It's really, really good. Moving on to more detailed eye brushes, and there's quite a few that I would like to show you, but my absolute number one essential brush, and if you don't have this one, you have to get it, and I'm talking about the MAC 228 brush. And because of the size of it and the fact that it's a little bit flexible and it's short, I can get a lot of precision when I'm buffing away color underneath my lower lash line, or if I'm applying a little bit of eyeshadow in the outer corner and I want to blend this out, or even all over the lid. Really, really incredible brush. For pencil brushes, I have two favorites, and one of them is the Wayne Goss number 05. This is a tiny pencil brush, really, really good for more detail, buffing out color underneath or on top of the eyes, but also really, really great when you want to do any detail around the lips. And now just the tiny bit bigger version of the Wayne Goss one is the MAC 219S. So I will put them together near so you can see the difference, and the MAC one is just slightly bit bigger. This one again I love, and I mainly use it for around the eyes, and especially for applying color in the inner corner and underneath the brow. For my winged eyeliner, I love the Zoeva 317 brush. It's a very sharp and it's really, really great to just do your winged eyeliners, and I absolutely love this one. And for applying now gel eyeliner and also creating winged eyeliner, but maybe not the same shape that I will achieve with my Zoeva 317 brush, is this one from MAC, and this is number 211. Really, really incredible when you want to create very sharp eyeliner and just having a different kind of precision. If I've done a winged eyeliner and then I want to go back with some eyeshadow and just diffuse that, this brush makes it so easy. And it's also great when I want to apply just gel eyeliner inside my lower waterline. This makes it very easy and very comfortable to use. Now this brush is a very strange brush, and when I received it in a beauty box I thought, oh, this brush is gonna do nothing, but when I tried it I understood exactly. And this is the Real Techniques Rebel Edge Fine brush, and you can see it has that fan shape to it. So what I love this for is when I want to really extend my eyeshadow or my eyeliner. So because of the shape of it, the minute you start to blend out and going upwards, it will give you the most seamless application that you've ever imagined, and it's really cool. So if you're applying powder products onto your brow, then this brush is fantastic, and it's another Zoeva brush. This is the 322. This brush is a lot wider and more stiff and dense, so it will pick up the powder product and apply them onto the brow really well without making it harsh, and it blends out at the same time. It's really good brush. And of course, to blend out your brush you need a spoolie brush like this, and this is just from MAC, And now a brush that is more essential if you're a makeup artist, and it has really made a massive difference since I got it. This is the Make It Co number 1.25, and what you see on the brush, this black, this is just mascara, but the brush is usually white. When I do individual lashes on my clients and then I want to put mascara on top, I just take some mascara on the back of my hands, and using this brush I brush and tie in the natural lashes with the individual ones. And what's amazing with this brush is that when I do that on other people, it's a lot more comfortable for the client when I use this brush to apply rather than using the disposable mascara ones. For lip brushes, I use this one, which is from the craft store. It doesn't really have a name, but it looks like this, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it once you go. The shape of it is great to just apply the lip color on the lips. Give the lips a little bit more of a sharper look. I absolutely love this one from a brand called Shu Umera. This is number 7H. Has that more rounded look to it. Unfortunately, this brand is no longer available in the UK, but if you find it online or you find something similar, this is really, really nice, and it makes it so easy to use around the lips, and especially on the top part of the lip where you have this part here in the center. Because of the shape of it, it gets in that area really, really well for when we have spots on the skin, and of course we all have that. I usually like to go with very little foundation and then go on the spots and cover them individually, and this will just make the foundation look a lot more natural, and then you can have the more coverage just in the area that you need it. And for this, I love taking this brush from Hourglass, and it's number 04, and it's great because it's a little bit dense. I like the fact that it's round, so I dip this straight into my cream concealer, which usually is very, very pigmented, and you just need the tiniest amount and just apply it onto the spot and start to stipple it in like this, and it will disappear. And in case you have this brush or you have anything similar, this is of course suitable also for applying eyeshadow, so applying colors in your crease or on the lid. Because this brush is synthetic and it's a little bit dense, it's not always the easiest for blending, but it's still something that you can consider if you have this brush. And in case you're wondering how to perfectly store your makeup brushes, I absolutely love this pouch. It's from Makeup Forever, and I love the fact that you can just close it up and just zip it. Now, of course, I have more brushes than what I need to in order for this to close, but if I remove some of these brushes, and now that I remove some of these brushes, you can see it zips in really, really well, and it's very lightweight and they're quite neat. And whenever it's time for you to use them, you can just unzip this and take this just down. And another thing is, when I'm working, I like to have my face brushes at the back and the eye brushes just in the front, so the whole thing wouldn't fall. And just in the sides, there's some little pockets, so you can put in some of your brushes that you maybe want to find straight away. So really, really good pouch if you're looking for something. This is great, and I also love it for when I'm traveling, and it doesn't really take a lot of space in the suitcase. So these were all of my absolute favorites and recommendations for face, eyes and lip brushes. I hope that you liked them and you took a lot of notes. In case you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll give you personal advice, because I know makeup brushes can be very, very confusing because there's lots of them and they're all multi-purpose. I hope that you learned a lot from today's video, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love for you to become part of my channel and subscribe. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.